Hello everyone, Darcinove here. I normally don't do two videos in one day, but something caught my eye. I'm going to give you a link to the article. It's about Paramount with their guidelines regarding Star Trek fan films. I'm not going to read it in the video. You could read it yourself. If you prefer to do that, pause the video and read the guidelines and then come back here. If not, do it after the video. But essentially, I skimmed through the guidelines. I've read through I know generally what it says. This guideline to make Trek fan films is bullshit. Even if it is in their legal right to do these things, what they're doing, Paramount, is burning bridges with Star Trek fans. It was fan films and fan fiction that kept this franchise alive for all of these years. They didn't care before until a fan film called Axanar, which looked like a Hollywood movie. It looked better than Star Trek Beyond, you could argue that, with a fraction of the budget. Maybe instead of going after fan films, maybe Paramount, you should find out why people are so interested in fan films. Maybe because people actually want Star Trek, the universe that Gene Roddenberry created back in the 1960s. That had three-dimensional characters, that had a hope for the future, and actually gave you something more than just, a freaking whatever. There's so much to Star Trek. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of themes in this series. Star Trek, it's not just, a bunch of guys in space going to different planets. It's also a space opera and a drama. It's many things. That's the universe that Gene Roddenberry created. That's what fans want. The real fans, not these filthy casuals who've seen J.J. Abrams' version, which that version is basically a parody of Star Trek. It's basically a poor man's Star Wars. And it shows the person who made it is not a fan of Star Trek. It's an abomination. It isn't real Trek. Fans want the real Star Trek back. They want the version that Gene Roddenberry created that had a hopeful future, not the bullshit that you've seen in J.J. Abrams' abomination. You are burning bridges with fans. I'm going to expose you motherfuckers. I'm going to spread this article everywhere. For those of you people who see this article, spread it everywhere. Spread it on Twitter. Spread it on Facebook. Everywhere. Even do your own video about it. Let the word be known. Spread it everywhere on the internet. Spread it like wildfire. Because this is bullshit. Regardless if you're a fan of fan films or not, what the guidelines have is restricting their creative freedom. You cannot make a good story for Star Trek in 15 minutes. You just can't do it. You cannot. Of course, people, if you're going to bring up Star Wars fan films, well, here's the thing. Most of those are just lightsaber duels. There really isn't much of a story going on. The Trek films are different. Honestly, this also, everything has to look amateurish, essentially. They don't really want you to make fan films, but they essentially just want fan films to look inferior to their products because they're afraid that the fans will make something better. You know what? Maybe you should actually make something that's good for Star Trek instead of stomping off creativity. Because instead of listening to your fucking lawyers and fucking some of your corporate fucking asshole bosses or your fucking advisors, maybe you should actually listen to the fucking fans, the ones who actually support you, the ones that actually support this franchise for all these years. If Gene Roddenberry was alive and he found out what you guys have done to his franchise, he would be fucking pissed. Gene Roddenberry gave us a gift. He gave us one of the greatest franchises of all time. Star Trek, without that, we wouldn't have Star Wars and many other science fiction genres, you know, franchises that we take for granted today. Star Trek is an important part of American culture. It's an important part of our history, and it's to some extent. It's a big part of our culture. And the way they're doing this, you don't do that. You're driving away fans who've been there for you for the very beginning. Fans who were there before I was born, when they were like little kids themselves, when 50 years later, in their like late 50s to early 60s, some of them even their 70s. You guys are alienating those fans that helped supported you. Do you think the casuals are going to support you when freaking the movies, when they stop making movies? No, they'll fucking move on to something else. It's what the hardcore fans who read the novels, make fan films, write fan fiction, vice versa. They're the ones that keep this franchise alive. And if you're going to treat them with such disrespect, if you don't care about the fans, fuck you. Then we'll boycott your shitty movie and will most likely be your shitty TV show, which it will probably be another ass fucking rape, just like fucking J.J. Abrams' garbage Star Trek movies, because you have some of the same assholes who fucking if we're involved in those movies involved. Fuck you. I'm boycotting your shit, and I suggest other Trekkies doing the same thing. Fuck you.